Hello there. I have a bit more news about the Los Angeles fires. It seems Biden says federal government to cover 100% of the costs for 180 days. People are asking things like, for the record, I have no issue helping out my fellow Americans, but why is Los Angeles getting special treatment compared to Maui, East Palestine, North Carolina, and so on? So, for those who don't remember, there was a huge fire in Maui. East Palestine was the trail derailment with all the chemical stuff. And of course, North Carolina had a hurricane. In all of these cases, the government response was terrible. Slow, very limited. They, I believe, gave $700 to people who were affected by the hurricane, which was absolutely insulting. They claimed they didn't have enough money for that, then proceeded to give billions to Ukraine, hundreds of billions to Ukraine, and of course 100% cover for California. But North Carolina doesn't seem to be worth it, I guess, to them. East Palestine, the government claimed that basically because it was the fault of private corporations that the entire incident happened, therefore they didn't have as much responsibility, which seems absolutely asinine to me. I mean, the government is the one that creates the standards for these corporations to operate in terms of safety. And also the government is the one that is being propped up by your tax money. Therefore, when there is a huge disaster destroying your ability to live and forcing you to evacuate your house or making you very sick, it might behoove the government to repay you for literally creating it and propping it up with your tax money by, I don't know, helping you out. But I suppose not if you're not in a Democrat stronghold like California. I am being somewhat political here, it's true. On the other hand, this is something that a lot of people are very, very mad about, and I can totally understand them. Just thinking this could have been me, my friends, my family in such a situation, it absolutely makes my blood boil. It's really so blatant. I mean, it took Biden forever to come to North Carolina, but he was there like on the day off in California. It's just, there is a limit to how partisan you can be. You're supposed to be a unifier once you are in office, you know? You're supposed to govern for the sake of all your citizens. Thinking that something like that would happen in my country, I would absolutely despise my government, my prime minister, if that happened. And I don't see why it shouldn't be that way for anyone experiencing this in the US. Seriously. There's a limit to how badly you can be blunt with partisan politics, with very corrupt practices, before you break social trust and basically divide a nation. Now, this one is a bit of a different direction. Rather than saying, well, the federal government is corrupt, we say that the local government is incompetent. Very different, right? So, leaked memo reveals LA Mayor Karen Bass demanded her fire department cut an extra $49 million just 1 week before wildfires broke out. So she was on top of things, she knew exactly how prepared her fire department was, that's why she felt it warranted to cut $49 million from them. So she demanded an extra $49 million budget cut. It's on top of a $17.6 million of cuts in her latest budget. The extra cuts requested just days before the fires broke out and devastated swaths of Los Angeles would have shut down 16 fire stations and crippled the department's ability to respond to emergencies, sources said. So exactly what was needed, you know? DailyMail.com interviewed current and former senior LAFD officials, briefed on the shocking proposed cuts, and exclusively obtained a memo from an LA Fire Department whistleblower who posts on social media under the moniker LAFD Watchdog. The memo is dated January 6, only a day before the devastating Palisade fire started. According to the sources, it was sent from LAFD top brass at City Hall to division chiefs and captains after a fraught meeting the previous Friday between Chief Christine Crowley and Mayor Bass. The LAFD is still going through a financial year 2024-2025 $48.8 million budget cuts with the CAO, City Attorney's Office, the document said. The only way to provide a cost saving would be to close as many as 16 fire stations, not resources fire stations. This equates to at least one fire station per city council district. There's also literally the photo of it for those who want to see, the Operations Valley Bureau, blah 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 blah. There you have it. The details of this plan have not yet been developed. This is a worst case scenario and is not happening yet. Now more than 54 square miles are scorched in at least 5 separate fires, more than 4,000 homes and buildings destroyed, 10 are gone and more injured. And the billionaire and celebrity inhabited neighborhood of Pacific Palisades was almost completely wiped off the map. But some senior firefighters' blood was already boiling when they received a note from their bosses about proposed budget slashes. They did not want this out. It's an internal memo not to be distributed, one currently serving 25-year veteran of the fire department told dailymail.com. It comes from top to brass downtown City Hall. They're trying to allocate more money for the homeless and they need to start taking from everybody. But we already exhausted our budget. It's already tapped. That's why they cut the fire academy in half so they could save more money. That's why we're not testing if hydrants work anymore. We're doing everything we can to save money. Hydrants didn't work during this entire debacle. I wonder if they might have been more prepared if they didn't have to cut everything away for social programs. And I'm not saying that we should let people starve or freeze on the streets. I'm just saying maybe the policies that allow these problems to amass over time are bad. You don't have the same homelessness problem anywhere else but a few big blue cities. It says, we have fire engines we can't get parts for. When one breaks down, we strip it of parts to put on other fire engines because we can't buy any more parts. We shut down 16 stations, that's about 750 personnel. Then they expect us to take the same call volume, and yesterday we did 3,800 calls, almost twice of what our daily call volume usually is. We're already shy of 200 paramedics, and we're on the verge of another 200 quitting because we can't do this anymore. If we don't work overtime, they suspend and threaten to terminate us. It's untenable. The sources briefed on the memo said Bass first made a demand for tens of millions from the cash-strapped department in a meeting with Chief Crowley on Friday. Bass wanted to cut even more, one source briefed on the meeting said. They asked for $49 million more on Friday last week. The chief said, we don't have it. The mayor said, find it. Chief Crowley already warned Bass last month, $17.6 million of cuts that were voted on. Severely limited the department's capacity to prepare for, train for, and respond to large-scale emergencies, including wildfires. Well, you understand that this is an ongoing problem where they've been cutting and cutting and cutting, and there's no end to it until finally everything burns down, and suddenly maybe they will give back some money after the fact when it's too late. Now, what caused the fires, we don't know, but there have been 2 suspects arrested for setting fire to things. One of them was released later on smaller charges because they said there was a lack of evidence. Let's get to it. So, we have California State Parks announced Friday the arrest of Gloria Lynn Mandich, 60 years old, in connection with a brush fire that ignited near Leo Carrillo State Park in Los Angeles County. The arrest comes as California continues to battle multiple destructive wildfires fueled by strong Santa Ana winds and dry conditions. Thousands of acres have burned, prompting evacuation orders. We know already more than 10,000 structures destroyed. Major disaster declaration from Joe Biden. Yeah, we already know that. So, Mandich was booked into Ventura County Jail on a felony charge of arson under California Penal Code 451D and is scheduled to appear in Ventura County Superior Court. Authorities say the fire, which started on January 8, was quickly extinguished by the Los Angeles County Fire Department. Mandich's arrest is the second since the fires began. Earlier this week, law enforcement detained a man near the Kenneth Fire in Woodland Hills on suspicion of arson. However, following further investigation, Los Angeles Police Department officials determined there was insufficient probable cause to charge him with arson. After the interview and additional investigative steps, looking at some additional evidence that was present, they made a determination that there was not enough probable cause to arrest this person on arson or suspicion of arson. So that's the Assistant Chief Dominic Choi from the LAPD. So we don't know exactly if they have anything on someone setting the larger fires that actually destroyed so much. But we do know that there were 2 arrests. One of them was for a minor fire that was put out, and the other one, they're saying that I guess they think he did it, but they don't have enough evidence, so they are not punishing for it. I believe that they gave him some other smaller charges, like I said in some other article I read, but never mind about that right now. So there is response from actor Henry Winkler, I believe one of the people that actually live in the area, saying, "There is an arsonist here in LA. May you be beaten, you unrecognizable something, the pain you have caused." I wonder what he's saying that based on. The Los Angeles District Attorney Nathan Hartman said in a press conference, "If it is determined that there is a man-made or intentional setting of many of the fires in this situation, the people who committed this arson will be arrested, they will be prosecuted, they will be punished to the full extent of the law. Right now, obviously, law enforcement and firefighters are focused on containing these properties, saving lives, saving homes, but eventually we will get to the causes of those fires, and that part the DA's office will be working with law enforcement to go after anyone who is guilty of the crime of arson." So it sounds like there might be more to this, but we don't know yet. There you have it. It's everything I found since the last video. I hope this was informative. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.